is around. Studio Galaxy in Confero, hope you know. 473 standing strong is yours, you know. The medium and opportunity.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program this morning on Studio Galaxy 473. And we want to apologize since we start. We are a little bit later than we normally do, and we seek your pardon and appreciation. Yeah. But we on Studio Galaxy 473 in Conferro, and you are with the Galaxy Equalizers on the agriculture program. And we encourage you to subscribe to our program, share our program, and tell people about it. We don't have agricultural answers, but we provoke discussion. We dare and we challenge people to take us on. And we want to encourage people to discuss the issues. We verily believe that we in Grenada and the rest of the small islands in the Caribbean and the world have the answers to address our challenges. We don't have to wait on anybody. This morning, the topic is farming is a valuable economic option for youths in Grenada. And we could say that about Dominica, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and all the other smaller countries. Farming is a valuable economic option for youths in Grenada. And with me is my brother Joshua. And perhaps quite a lot of times we look at the bigger farmers in Grenada, and they have what it takes. They have the resources, they have the capital. And now, as we talk about youth don't have money. Youth, most of them are minors. And we are advancing the view with conviction that farming is a valuable economic option for Grenadian youths. Yes, my brother.
Yes, good morning to everybody, both at home, diaspora, worldwide. It's a wonderful opportunity to continue the discussion again this morning with the topic on youth and agriculture being a viable option for them. Now, one of the things Mr. Pierre said in his introduction, I want to reinforce. I too firmly believe that we have the answers to our problems. We need to believe that we have the answer, and we need to kind of make sure that we practice that, because one of the things that has happened to our society is that we are frightened of making mistakes. So as a consequence of that, a lot of us tend not to kind of do anything for the fear of getting it wrong. But in order to get it right, you have to make mistakes. I continue to make mistakes all the time. This morning I was researching how to, get plantain to stay longer without ripening. So there's always kind of things to do. You'll always make mistakes. Now, I want to talk just a couple of minutes about, the world, because we're part of that ocean, but we're just a little tittery in the ocean, but we're still part of that big ocean. So we still have a place in that ocean, and we have to claim our place. And I try to keep up in terms of what they say about geopolitical situation in the world. And one of the things I just want to mention in brief summary is the world is changing day by day. we've had big issues in terms of the United States and their tariff, etc. But it's predicted that probably by 2050 the world order would change, and one of the things that we need to be aware of is it's probably China's going to be the dominant power, but India is the big riser, and it's coming up fast, and Africa in terms of population and development is coming up fast. But one of the things that was talked about, which I think is important to all of us, is that in terms of China, China is a unified country, so it acts together. India has been slowed down by what many believe to be the caste system. India has that caste system. It's not so dominant as it used to be maybe 20, 30 years ago, but it's still there in India. And Africa, unlike China, unlike India, unlike the United States, it has about 55 countries within Africa. And in order to move forward, a lot of the thinkers believe that Africa has to become one, like a China, like an India, like a United States, etc. And unless progress are made in those areas, a lot of the thinkers believe that Africa would held back. And I say these things because I believe that the world is interconnected, and we have a strong link with Africa, and we need to wish Africa well. Many of us still strongly claim our African roots. Now, back to the topic at hand. Youths are a viable option in terms of development in agriculture. Agriculture, when you look at the bigger countries, and we always say we don't have the same land mass, a lot of the farmers, are very wealthy. They're millionaires. They drive very good cars. They drive...
we have a caller on the line, and we're going to take that caller. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, you could... We got... Yeah. Thank you, my brother.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, my brother. Thank you.
Good morning.
And, good morning. Good morning to the doc.
Yes, my brother.
Right. Have a great day. I'll tell you, Africa, to me, they're somehow speaking my language. I think they have come around to understanding the role, what they need to do. Once it's late, but it's not never. But in order for Africa to take the rightful place, they have to step out of theory, and they have to get into the practical. They have to embrace science. They have to put their creative genie to work. Other than that, they will still have to depend on the first world. Right? The EU and America. Because that is what is being used against us. The science, the creativity, whatever we need, we have to go to them for it. So we have to break that and get into deep scientific thinking where we can use the raw material we have to create exactly what they have created and more. And then we can speak independence. We have a long way to Africa have a long way to go. But they have to keep on with the pressure. Control the raw material, and as I said, get into serious brain development, into science, serious science, where they can think to create what they want to make, to do what they have to do. Yeah? So I leave that there. But I'm confused, Mr. Pierre and Mr. Lewis, based on listening to Parliament. Yeah? I am confused. Because I heard before the debate that the various sides took a position and listening to the news. Some people was adamant that we'll have to go to a referendum based on the Constitution. We'll have to go to a referendum. Some believe that no, we didn't have to go to a referendum. However, the opposition did not have a position, a fixed position. And therefore, they voted with the government to have the bill passed where it can be made into law and then to go back to debate. What are you going to debate? What are you coming to tell the people when the law will be enacted? And you're saying, well, we may still have to go to a referendum. For what? It's already passed. I am confused with the behavior of our leaders. What are they telling me? Are they sound in thinking? Are they sound in mind? I cannot understand. I cannot understand this. If you have a position, stick to your position. But don't do this sort of cat and bag thing. You sign in something, and then you want to go back to... Who are you coming to me? To tell me what? It's already passed. So it can be enacted. So you don't need referendum anymore. So the people does not have a say. Even though the people say no, the bill is passed and will be enacted. And so these people are confusing people. I'm looking for thinking leaders. That's why Africa is where it is, you know. Africa messed up the world because they failed to use the brain. And now we're blaming the West for our situation. No, we have to blame Africa.
Full agreement with you, Colonel.
We are the problem.
Yeah, full agreement with you.
I don't understand. This thing gets me so upset.
Well, during the week on my program On Target, we're going to spend some time on that because I am disappointed, upset, taken aback at the actions of the opposition. I am not in agreement with them. Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
No, these people go to universities, you know. They go to the best universities in the world, and that is a place, when you come from there, you get a springboard to think.
But most of them
they have lost mental capacity or leaders. Yeah?
Yes, but we will have to take on that during the week.
Take care.
Yes. As today we want to put some emphasis on
youths and agriculture.
Farming is a valuable economic option for youth in Grenada. And we want to provoke discussion on that. We want to dispel the position no have that you can't make money in farming. We want to show some young people the jobs that you have would continue to keep you in perpetual poverty. And you can do better in farming. We believe that Grenada is better poised than most countries in the Caribbean to enter into farming as a viable economic option. We must not take this thing easily. That Grenada have the most landowners in the Caribbean. We have the most landowners. Electricity, telephone, water, and internet. We second to none. Better than most. And comparable with the best. We even have too much vehicles in Grenada. If you have 100,000 people and you have over 60,000 registered vehicles, you know you have too much vehicle. It means that we have discretionary income. Now, a youth, based upon the United Nations standard, and that is the line we're going to use. The United Nations describe a youth as somebody between 14 years and 25 years. 14 years and 25 years. I think adolescent is between 10 and 19. So if you're 25 years, you're a youth. But when you're 26, you're no longer a youth. And the government of Grenada say you're not supposed to work. You're not supposed to be employed before the age of 18. And I guess this position is about the economic realities and the problem for job on the market. And again, in yesteryear, we had child labor. Children nowadays don't work. Some of them don't even sweep in the house. They fat in the house. They don't do nothing. So the question of child labor that is in Africa and Pakistan and other countries is not for us. So we are advocating the view that we must change our mentality. We must change our education system. And we must show our young people that farming is a valuable economic option for youth.
Yeah, very important. Because I think sometimes we might have to take it backwards rather than going forward logically. The lifestyle, the discretionary lifestyle that young people could have in farming in terms of the material things, that they look for, whether it's a home or whether it's cars and other gadgets. It is possible to get those things in terms of farming. But what we have to do, we have to encourage, I think Mr. Pierce sometimes, often talks about school. We have to start with the school. So the farming, may have to not start but continue with the school. It has to start at home because quite often you can earn a little income whilst you're a child and still at home. You have the land, so you don't have to go and rent any land. Your father or mother is not going to charge you for the water. And the simplest thing that comes to mind often when we talk about this is the seasoning. There's such a big demand for seasoning in Grenada. There's so much seasoning that comes into our shops and supermarket from abroad. And the fact of the matter is the seasoning abroad might be more convenient. You get a packet and you just shake it into the pot. As opposed to the fresh seasoning, you take it out, you have to go and wash it, you have to go and look between it, you might have to chop it up a little and all those things. And these little things impact, but nonetheless, there's still a movement of people all over the world, not only in Grenada, who really advocate for fresh products. From farm to the table to the pot. So there is that. And if that process from the home can be transferred to the school, whereby we make it fun. We have a little competition in terms of which children or which products has brought the best return on its investment over the year. And I also believe that the children, even if they're doing it in school, should be able to, keep some of that money. Some of that money should be used to improve the school or to buy new product. But the kids who are doing it should also get a percentage in terms of that money. So we need that infrastructure whereby we don't just talk about it and forget about it, but the structures and systems are in place to facilitate that youth in agriculture. And that youth in agriculture today is our potential leader and millionaires tomorrow. But we must kind of do the kind of fertilization of our youths. We must encourage them, and we must kind of show them the rewards that's going. And in order to make these things a reality, we have to have a system that supports it all. And I firmly believe that if we can get our mind going, and if we could, remember what we said at the beginning of the program. Yes, we have lots of challenges, but we also have answers, and we need to believe. There are quite a lot of people who's doing well in agriculture, young people. I know when we talk about agriculture, they say it's the old gray hair man and them who's doing agriculture. The average age is probably about 60 or 68, I'm not sure. But there are quite a bit of young people in agriculture as well in their 20s. But we want agriculture to be rooted in the home, rooted in the schools. And we want it to be, it's a thing that you can make money from and make a good living from, so that when you want to move from school to occupation or whatever, you know where you're going. You're already well practiced. You have 3 or 4 years in terms of experience of agriculture, and your daddy have seen you, mommy have seen you, they've seen how well you're doing. They're gonna give you the land,
But I don't agree with you.
So
And I want to, interrupt you here, because you said one of the areas we could make money is seasoning. We spend millions of dollars importing seasoning. Sometimes I believe Grenada eats seasoning.
yeah,
The average home spend more than $10 to season their food.
yeah.
Most people just use salt and pepper. Grenada season. And a lot of people, some people tell you they can't cook. I say cooking is a principle. So if you could stew back a neck, you're supposed to stew any meat in the world. But because we have the culture of using a lot of seasoning, some cooks afraid they wouldn't put enough seasoning.
Yeah.
So it means there are economic returns from seasoning. So why is it Grenadians are not producing enough seasoning? Even if we have to import seasoning, why Grenadians are not exporting seasoning?
Yeah.
Now we claim we like to beat with chest. Grenadians like that, We are the best spice in the world. We are the best cocoa. They're using it to flavor. Then why don't you export seasoning? We have some children that is very unproductive. The parents going to strain them out as if they miss some dollar or something. The United Nations say youth is at 14 years. So I ask the question repeatedly. At what age you must discuss business, money management, and investment with your child? A 14-year child is supposed to be in secondary school. A 14-year child hormones supposed to be jumping up in them already. Either they want the boy or they want woman. I mean, that is the reality. You have a boy 14 years and he eating a lot of food because he reached the stage of maturity and he hungry. You have a girl 14 years, she in front of the mirror, she watching she body, she anorexic sometimes because she ready for the book. So why not we start to discuss investments and economic realities? And one of the areas we can encourage our children to invest is in seasoning.
Yeah, very
No
much
question
so.
about that.
Yeah.
Seasoning.
The market is there and it's in the village.
The market is there. It's available. But let us suppose you have a 14-year-old in secondary school. A 14-year-old in secondary school might be in Form 2 or Form 3. I don't know. I leave school too long to know these things. A Form 3 child, why can't you encourage your Form 3 child to grow thyme?
Save on time.
1 pound of thyme is about $50. It doesn't take much to grow thyme. And if that child spend 1 hour a day, remember, the parents have the land. We told you that Grenada have the most land owners in the Caribbean. So they have the land. So the child is using the parents' land. So that is an interest-free loan with zero risk.
Yeah.
And when I say zero risk, I mean minimal or insignificant risk.
Yeah.
That look zero?
Yeah. They often say land can't spoil. So, you know.
Well, the parents have the land. It's a question that the child discuss the issue with the parents and say, I want to plant seasoning in the places where it's empty or in the back of the house. And the parents may say yes, and if the parents say no, the land is theirs, the land not yours. But then the child could lobby the parents if that child have a good agriculture teacher in school. Mommy or daddy, you paying bus fare for me to go to school, you paying me school fees, you buying clothes. Now I'm trying to show you that I could start a venture in the piece of land you're not using home and start to produce income. And as a result of the income I produce, I might help you pay the light bill.
Yeah. I mean, it's very important that we stimulate the interest in the youth in terms of the benefits in agriculture, because we have to change that psyche from hard work to lots of money, because you can make lots of money in terms of agriculture.
Lots of money is relative.
You know, yeah.
If you have an economy with $1 billion, $2 billion, what is the economy agreement? One point something billion GDP.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in the United States where there are trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
So a lot of money is relative. And what Grenadians do with a lot of money? Maybe we have to ask that. Most of the people in Grenada who say they have a lot of money, they have a house and a car. And maybe a wife that don't talking to them and she fat and big in the house.
Yeah, you leave those wife alone.
Well, you must. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good morning once again, brother.
Yes, my brother.
I'll tell you something that you all left out and living out. No, there's a law which was passed to force children to stay in school, to remain in school up to 18. But we're not taking note of the times that we are in. Cost is high. To me, the days are becoming shorter. The economic situation becoming tighter. There is demand, high demand on the young people, high demand on everybody. Yeah? In order to survive, you have to grow fast. But here's something. Rather than put the children, allow them to remain to school at 18, bring back the CPEA to 9. I know my son was ready at 9. They said he was too young. He was ready at 10. They said it was too young. Now, if you bring them to school at 9, right, the time in school will be shorter. And therefore, at 14, they'll be ready to work. Now, that is the future. The earlier they start to work seriously, it will be better for the future because time is tough. And we're not taking note of those things. From 18 to 45 is a time a person has to work to provide for the lineage 60 and beyond. Yeah? And if you fail to develop within this period from 18 to 45,
crap or smoke your pipe without tobacco.
50 is retirement. Yeah. 50 is retirement. People doesn't really want to employ a 50-year-old. So what will happen to you? Because you start too late. At 40, you're still in university, you know. So when you come out from university, how much years you have to work, to make a future, to save for your lineage? We're not serious in our managerial responsibility.
To be very frank with you, I thought this 18-year law was backward, regressive, and by people who don't have sense. And I think this prime minister is a political lunatic. This thing have no place at all. Rather, I agree with you. They should drop the age at which children have the option to do CPE. Some might do it younger, some might have to do it at 14.
Yeah. So, but 11, when a child reaches 11, they're very close to working age. So you're denying the children the opportunity to work, to earn for the future. At 16, a child should be able to save at least $10,000. Yeah? So by the time you get into 18, you could be concentrating on buying a piece of land. You have to think in those times. It's not the only times, Mr. Pierre, when we are farming and working just to eat daddy and mommy food and to have a nice piece of banana that leaves blue, but you don't have a market for it. All is just for back in the soil again. The days of that is gone.
But it's supposed
Anything you do
to
now,
go, but
it is for the future to survive.
yeah.
It is survival time, and you can't waste time with people's lives at this point in time. So they are shortchanging the young people. I don't care who do it. They are shortchanging the young people, and I challenge our people to go deep into the capacity, the thinking capacity. It is not simple times now. It's brain power to take us through. You have to go deep. You have to come up with things, impossible things, and make it impossible. I deal with imagination. And I hear the Prime Minister talking about planning for 75 years. He arrives. Because my thing is 75 years on beyond. He arrives. We can't be thinking 5 years. We got to think long, but have a progressive plan towards 75. Year 1, 5. Year 5 to 10, etc., etc. You have blocks of development, but you must know where you are within each 5-year period.
Yeah.
Starting from year 1 of the 5.
Yes, scholar.
This is how you have to think, and then you get on to 75, you know exactly. So you should be able to say by 75, we will be at that point here from now. From today, you say, okay, at 75, by 2075, we'll be developed to that capacity. But you work on it from now to 75.
Yes.
So the next 5 years, you must know where we are. The next 10 years, you must know we are right on to 75. That is how you have to think. You have to think like the Chinese. The Chinese think for 2,000 years. Yeah? That's why we cannot create anything, because we're not thinking to create. We have too much stress in the brain, argument and fight.
I think the brain just too idle.
No room for creativity.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
Joshua named seasoning, and we know there's a lot of option in seasoning. But because of time constraint, we're going to name some others. Mm-hmm. One of them is crab farming. Grenada have export crab to Trinidad, and we cannot supply the market.
Yeah. My little nephew was selling crab since he was 9.
We cannot
love crab.
We cannot supply the market with crab. Mm-hmm. So couldn't we encourage and show young people how much money you could make from crab a year? Mm-hmm. So the Ministry of Agriculture or anybody could do a little research. Mm-hmm. Or Cardiaca. Because most time they come here, they ain't doing nothing profitable. That makes sense. Or you could see that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do some research on the crab farming. Mm-hmm. So a number individuals, it don't have to be plenty, could take on crab as a means of farming. Mm-hmm. What about Manikou? Manikou farming. Now we have a closed season for Manikou. But if we invest in farming Manikou, then over the next 10, 20 years, we don't know closed season. Mm-hmm. Because individuals will be farming Manikou. Mm-hmm. And Manikou farming could be done. Mm-hmm. There are individuals who venture in it decades ago. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's about flowers?
Flowers is a massive one and so easy to do. It's a very low risk investment. If you get it wrong, you can have another go until you get it right, and the return is very, very good. And we had a guest last week on the program who was advocating for flowers and talking about the smell of Grenada and its flowers, the granitang and all the rest of it, and the gardens. And I'm saddened by the fact that that seemed to have kind of died or slowed down with our current generations. But the schools should be encouraging flowers. Flowers should be done at home, and it's an avenue for young people to make some money from and to learn.
You have flower arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
You have flowers. Well, how people die in celebrating flowers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So even that, and from the policy now, the policy to help to promote the market, you discourage artificial flowers. You don't ban it.
Mm-hmm.
The open market. As long as that a ban thing, other countries start to retaliate on you. You discourage artificial flowers. That is where you speak about the environment the environmental justification, and you help to promote the local market. Government provide incentives. So when Valentine come, women in Grenada would glad to receive a bouquet of flowers. You have to sell that. The best way to sell it is into your ministries, where the government put a little $1,000 and they buy flowers, and the males deep, they get a flower and they go and bring it to a female random, and she walk around with it, blah, blah. And over a period of 4 or 5 years, women glad to have flowers. A woman pelting flowers behind you don't bother in flowers. And as you culture our people to change that, you give an added catalyst for the flower market to grow.
Yeah, and also there are things that has really high volume and are also seasonal in terms of when you can catch them. Lobsters, you can actually grow lobsters in big tanks and right on the coast, and you bring the seawater into it, and that involves a little technical, a little know-how, and it's not really very complex, but these are high return. Lobsters is a high return
and
product.
Remember, we're speaking about our young people. Our people between 14 and 25 are youths.
Yeah, those who could swim for lobsters.
Well, they could swim for lobster. Not me. Oh, John. Now, in addition to that, we have an increase in violence in the country.
Oh dear.
An upsurge in violence and predator larceny. And it is directly related to lack of employment and lack of opportunities. When you look at the energy that Jab have, if you could redirect some of this energy over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years into farming as a valuable economic option for youth.
Yeah, and one of the things, Mr. Pierre, that's very much on my mind, very strong in terms of that I think our youths can take on, those who want to take on, is planting porridge. We now have that kind of surplus of planting on Ireland, and I would like to see that secondary processing. I mean, if anybody had that inclination, that interest, that background in terms of making planting porridge, I would certainly help to market it. See
how you put me in trouble again? Next thing I go to food and nutrition people, and because this thing have to be made, and how long it would last, and it could be bottled. Already we see people selling cane juice and sea moss. So if you have plantain porridge, and maybe it may take 5, 10 years to really take root. But here is an economic option that we are offering to young people. They come out to school, they get an A in cookery.
Yeah.
And now you want them cook porridge.
Yeah, I want them to make design, and there's lots of
I
different
wonder if you
ways.
could make pie with plantain too.
I'm sure.
Because Grenadians like pie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The farmers going in restaurant, the yam spoiling, the fig spoiling, the blogger spoiling. They want macaroni pie.
I was told that you can make lasagna with the plantain.
What they call lasagna?
Lasagna is that thing you always talk about, the spaghetti thing and them.
No, I don't know. I don't know about this thing on them. Lasagna?
Yeah.
Those people are
Sure
around
you
me.
eat that already.
Those maybe I eat it, but I just eat a lot of
you
things. I
red
have
in
a
between
pig
it.
stomach. I have a pig stomach. So I eating anything they cooking.
Yeah.
But maybe the people where I eat, maybe they can make lasagna.
Yeah, the macaroni pie.
Even some food I don't like, I don't still eat it when I'm hungry. I eating anything.
Yeah, but this is a genuine appeal for anybody who want to develop plantain porridge. I'm committing to helping in terms of that process, whether it's kind of the Bureau of Standards and getting licensed.
But we don't
and
have
all
to reach
those
all
things.
day. If
you
the
know.
children, if the young people, 14 to 25, that is the cream of your cropping.
Yeah.
These are the where you have the greatest energy potential in your country. You don't want these people leave your country and go.
No.
So you have to show them the economic option of farming.
Right.
And remember, Grenada have the most land owners. So most of the people we're targeting would have access to land. Don't expect parents to give you the land. They don't trust you. You might sell it and put them in the poorhouse.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be able to lobby them.
Yeah.
And if you have access to the land, it is like an interest-free loan with zero consequences.
Yeah, yeah. So, if I come back again, I mean, we had Ezekiel on the program and we talked about the cottage industry last
You see, the
week.
topic was good. Cottage industry. And now we talk about people to put in the cottage industry.
Yeah, and so we have the know-how in terms of those groups who already exist, who know the processes that you have to go to legalize your product. But I think this is part of the solutions. We need to, these are small things to do. The plantain is already there, and from what I heard, the plantain porridge is very nice. I've never had it, but I'm growing plantain
And if
these
you put
days.
some baba in it, more men might want it.
Yes.
Because men always looking for blood. They want blood go to some place.
Yeah, but
Aphrodisiac. Is
Also-
that what you want to call it?
yeah, but I had two requests this week from Karakou for woodman, to send them woodman, and also to send them some bubble.
We don't make enough woodman to export them. Fellas going to get cut already.
You can supply us already.
You see, we have to make our young people know that agriculture is a viable economic option.
It is very
And
much so.
all young people have to know they don't have land. But if you're waiting to buy land, you'll get old. Because if you by the time you buy 2 acres of land,
Yeah.
by the time you finish pay for it, you old. But what you need is access to land. So the people who teaching economics and agriculture in school should also be teaching children how to access land with an interest-free loan with practically zero consequences. Why do we say that? Grenada have the most land owners in the region. And some of the economic ventures we're talking about, you don't need acres and acres of land. To grow flowers, to do crab farming, to farm manicu, to do seasoning, quarter of an acre land.
It's a lot.
You might shock to know the returns that you have for growing thyme. Thyme is about $50 or $60 a pound. And by the time you dry it, it is always needed on the market. Quarter of an acre land from your parents, you have access to it. And you don't have to buy the land. They may give you the land eventually when they're dead. But sometimes when they are 90 years, you are 78 and you're more sick than them. So we have to culture our people to negotiate. What you want is access and not necessarily to own it because you don't have money. Another venture is fishing. Do we have enough of our young people that sees fishing as a economic option?
Fishing is slightly different to me because fishing's depending on what when I think about fishing and young people, I think of like tilapia, those kinds of things where you can grow the fish and have fish ponds, etc. I don't know, for some reason I'm frightened of the sea because
many decades ago in the village of Kariku, I encountered a number of young men that was fishing on the rock. So they would go on the rock and fish. And I was pleasantly surprised about the income that they generated from fishing on the rock.
Well, talk about income, talk about honey.
Well, you see, obviously we have a variety of options. Because if you're living near the sea and you're living near the rock, then it don't make sense asking you to go season if you don't land.
Yeah.
But you could discuss and brainstorm with children what are the economic options that you have. And fishing is one of them. Because if you could go on a rock and fish and hold 10, 15 pounds of fish a day when you go, then 10, 15 pounds of fish the last time I checked
$150
might be more money than what a skilled security man make, not security.
A lot more money.
A skilled carpenter making for working 8 hours in St. George's and paying $512 for a bus.
Yeah, and these are really important numbers to be aware of. You have a better lifestyle, you have a better income, you're around your environment. And
you have more time to make love. Because when these people who involved in the construction industry leave home 6 o'clock to reach in town for it and come back 7.
Yeah. They're too tired.
And they're making $120 and they pay $500 on the bus. I mean, by the time they perform, they're snowing. And they have to wake up in the morning again to go. We have to discuss the economic realities. And we have to start to show our children, our young people, the economic options. And you don't need to go to the bank to take, well, no bank don't want to see you at all. It don't make sense talking about bank. But we are saying, in a lot of instances, your parents, they have the capital. They have the collateral. They have what is required. All you need is people to change their mentality and recognize that farming could be a very valuable economic option.
Extremely valuable and also productive to the country and also productive to you because as a people, we were meant to kind of engage in physical activities. We're not meant to kind of go and sit down in an office and just kind of, our middle expand every year. We actually, walking is one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. So, agriculture can be such a healthy lifestyle. I know we started a little bit in terms of telescope with the CMOS, and I see a few people.
It's growing.
Yeah, doing
but too
this.
slow.
Yeah, it's too slow. And there are so many young people round about that Telescope Bay area who seem to think that, quite often chilling is the thing to do rather than, using their brain and their
And that
skills.
is where society comes around. That's where the policy maker comes around. That is where the school come around. That is where the people who like to run them out in the country come around. To encourage our people about the economic importance of getting involved in farming. So let me give you another example, because I like shock therapy. You have an individual leaving St. Andrews or St. Patrick's to go and do security work. We have a lot of women involved in security today. And sometimes I watch them and I feel sorry for them.
But they're not trained.
But they don't have to train. They just
That's
go
one
in
of the thing. They put on a uniform and go. But
that is enough. They don't have to get training.
Woman not supposed to go out.
Yeah, that is more
Yeah.
an opportunity for government to provide employment.
Yeah.
So this government have provided more employment in security work.
Yeah. But
That is the purpose of it. They don't have to secure nothing.
yeah.
They just are today in the night
Yeah.
waiting. Now, a young man going and do security, you have to work for 12 hours a day. And I believe the pay might be about $110. I don't know. So, but I believe it's about $110.
About that, yeah.
You notice I don't say 112 because I'm looking for easy calculation. So he makes $110 and he works for 20 days in the month. Right? And that individual might pay about $500 for transport to go to St. George's. But he works for 12 hours, but give or take, he have to have about an hour and a half between wake up time and going to work. Well, let me say 2 for easy calculation. So this individual require practically 16 hours away from his home, away from his family, to go and stand up on a building with a flashlight. Sometimes he don't even have no Bluetooth. I think that is one of the worst jobs in the world. It's a lazy job. You could see the belly getting big because they're eating among of junk food. And then they come home to the family. Well, what contribution you making to your family?
Absentee fathers and mothers.
And if anytime bandit decide to raid this place, they go kill you. Because bandit come with gun, cutlass, knife, and they monitor you sleeping.
And you get on.
Well, if you get in hand, you must get on. And all kind of bacchanal and conflict in you. Now that very individual may have access to land, but he doesn't see the economic importance of planting pumpkin
And the potential.
and the potential of getting involved in beekeeping. How much does it cost you to get involved in beekeeping? Remember, we're speaking about youth, you know. We don't interfere with big people.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about old youth. There are some people 40 and 35 years, they say them is youth. Like old youth.
Yeah.
We're speaking about youth based upon the United Nations standard. Because if we have to change things in this country, we have to concentrate and have a different mentality
Yeah.
for the younger people.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, I'm listening and I'm thinking, I'm thinking, why is it that these practical ideas are there, but it doesn't seem to be implemented? And one of the things that came to mind, I know when we used to do programs when I was a real youth, we had mentorship in terms of like apprenticeship. And I'm wondering in like Telescope, even if we tried like real skill kind of teacher type who could teach like 10 boys, how to do, the sea moss or how to do the lobster farming, etc., and stick with them for a year or 2 years until they themselves become expert, and they then take on maybe another 10 boys, each of them. And if we could use a method like that to make it, because the things that we're talking about are not rocket science.
Why you think so much of our people going and sell weed?
It's
They
easy.
believe they could make money from weed.
Yeah.
Why you think so much of our boys gambling? They believe they're going to make more money. Why you think so much of our women decide to go and make fez? Because they believe they're going to make money from it.
Okay.
So we have to come in and convince young people.
They could make money.
You could make money from agriculture.
Yes, and they can. Big
And
money too.
we have to show them. All the time you go in and work in a store in St. George's. The transport money alone
Yeah.
and the time that you're spending to go to work
Yeah.
signs you to end up in poverty for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And these are good thinking, as the gentleman who called said, you got to kind of take it over a life cycle, although he didn't use that word, and see,
What does it cost to get involved in beekeeping? Well, beetles sting. And that is a serious deterrent. Deterrent is a good word?
yes,
A
very
serious deterrent. Meet a guy the last time he tell me him afraid bee. Ask him when last a bee bite you. He said since he lickle. Ask him when last a mosquito bite you. He laugh. Mosquito kill more people than
bee.
all other animals in the world put together. Let me say that again. Mosquito kill more people than all other animals put together. You have big policeman, they tell me they afraid bee.
Yeah.
A bee ever bite you, they laughing. Somebody bee never bite them.
Yeah.
So it's a mentality crisis.
Yeah, and that mentality, I want to go back to the beginning of the program. I talked a little trying to raise awareness that we are a tittery, and I was trying to indicate we can't do much. But imagine the mosquito, the size of the mosquito smaller than the tittery, and look, he's killing more people in the world than
Kill
anything
more
else.
people, and people must know that.
Yeah.
Snake, elephant, cow, mongoose, any animal you think about, all of them put together, mosquito kill more people than all of them.
And look at the size of the mosquito.
And more often than not, it's your mosquito that's killing you. So everybody breeding their own mosquito.
Yes. So
Everybody had a little water pan, a little flower, a little gazoo cock turn up.
Yeah.
They're not putting it in the garbage,
Yeah.
and the water settle,
Yeah.
and they kill the mosquito.
And I say we're tittery. So I taking hope that we're a tittery and we're gonna do great things. We're not gonna be a mosquito. We don't go in and kill nobody.
And time run fast. The topic we had this morning is farming is a valuable economic option for youth in Grenada. And we have to discuss this topic. We can't continue blaming people for the position we're in. We blaming slavery. Black people sold us in slavery. We blaming white people. We blaming with parents. We parents they poor like church mice. Most of them couldn't read and write. We still blaming them. We blaming them. We blaming Donald Trump. Fight where Donald Trump is in America. We in Grenada have the most landowners in the region. Electricity, telephone, water, and internet is better than most. We're comparable with the best. We have the best network of roads in the region. And we have one among the little streams. Some countries don't even have a river. All we have is bad mind. So we need to change that attitude
Yeah.
and recognize that farming is a valuable economic option
Yeah.
for young people.
It
Just
is.
show you are the last thing.
Yeah, it's very valuable. And what we have to do now as a people, we have to go where people are not prepared to go. We have to go and reclaim our youth, especially those with idle hands, and we have to make them productive. It's easy to talk and do nothing, but we have an opportunity to reclaim our youth. And my final word is anybody who's interested in making plantain porridge, I'm more than happy to support you to get to an end product. I think it will be a wonderful product on the market. We'll sell it to Trinidad, Guyana, and all the rest of the places, including home. So thank you for listening to me today.
Remember to subscribe to our program, share our program, like our program. Thank you very much.
473 standing strong is yours, you know. The medium and opportunity for you. Make your contribution, let them know. Democracy in Spice Isles is alive and well. Ask you questions, sing and beat you drum. Make you suggestions, encourage them on to walk the straight and narrow in the